What's going on? Billy here from Storm Trades. Another trade recap. Today we're going to run through my NQ futures long trade that I took Thursday, July 17th during the AM New York trading session. On this day, I had a neutral daily bias, but the hourly market structure was telling me that price was looking to go higher and reach for all-time highs. So anyway, let's get right after it. Starting off on the daily time frame. I always start off on the daily time frame. I do all of this stuff in the same order that I'm doing here in the video. Start off on the daily. I'm looking for a daily narrative that is jumping right off the chart. If it's not jumping off the chart and it's a little bit confused, then I'm neutral on the day, which is actually what happened on this morning. So I set up the daily chart in the same way every single time. I'm trying to make this entire process, right, as simple and repeatable as possible. The more I complicate things, the more I screw up. I'm sure many of you are like that. Anyway, so I always start off with marking off the previous daily low, previous daily high. Okay, I like to run a fib from the previous daily candle. I got that from T Trades, and if price is uber bullish, right, we would never even come down here and touch the midpoint. In fact, we had an open and then a low already formed up in the upper quadrant, and we've been moving higher. Okay, I do want to make note here that we had a liquidity raid. Okay, again, this is sort of like a T trade. Everything comes from ICT, but this is T Trades explains this really well in his daily bias videos, right? Where so today was Thursday, so Wednesday swept Tuesday's low and moved back into the range. When that happens, we should expect higher prices, which we have gotten already so far overnight in the morning. That in and of itself, I don't really trade that way or make a daily bias that way, but it does help me with understanding narrative. I really like to see if we've been delivering from some sort of internal range liquidity on the daily, or if we've just recently swept some sort of external range liquidity. So I do want to make note here. We have all-time high, which is our daily swing high up here. Okay, this was my target eventually, but as I'm drawing this out, I'm saying to myself, is this very clear to me? Well, it's pretty clear. However, we have a previous daily swing high over here that was kind of playing into my decision. I should be pretty clear bullish here, but I wasn't. And when I'm not 100% clear, right, I'm just going to be neutral. It's no big deal. I could still take trades either direction. And it looks like, just from looking at the daily chart so far, I can already tell that for the most part, the hourly chart should be fairly bullish. But I'm going to take a look and see if we have a change in the state of delivery on the hourly time frame. So neutral on the daily, no big deal. I move to the hourly. Whether I have a bias or if I'm neutral, I'm moving to the hourly, where I'm going to do the lion's share of my analysis. All right, now pulling up the hourly chart. I am looking for the most recent change in the state of delivery and trying to see if there's a way to get on sides with the trade in that direction. First things first, looks like Monday we might have had the smart money reversal, although Tuesday we also put in a high, right? That's the all-time high. And then we sort of consolidated here. But we had this move, I would say it's a displacement move, obviously, but it looks like perhaps a manipulation move down to take this swing low. And once we closed above this, right, with this fair value gap, this to me is the most recent change in the state of delivery, indicating that price is most likely looking to go higher. Now, we could already read this on the daily chart, right? If we're looking over here at the daily candle, we sort of understand that price is most likely bullish. But it is nice to get the confirmation of this fair value gap right here, confirming this is a change in the state of delivery. Now, I do like to draw fibs. This sort of news wick down here, I don't like to use that. So in this case, I'm just going to use the body of this down close candle and try and line that up with something up here. So on the all-time high, daily swing high is lined up with the minus 1.5 standard deviation. Okay, I like that. I'm just going to move these over so you can see how we swept these levels, and the previous low is down here. All right. Now, the all-time high sitting right here. I want to see. I want to know what has price most recently done. Have we engaged some sort of internal or external range liquidity on the hourly time frame? Is there a way for us to get involved in a trade? And what I mean by that is I am requiring some sort of a sweep of a POI on the hourly in order to move down to the M5 time frame to get involved with the trade. And we actually have that right here. Okay, so we have a move down into this bullish hourly fair value gap. Okay, that's our hourly POI, and then we have a move away from there. Okay, indicating that we've used some internal range liquidity, and now we're looking to move higher and hopefully to this all-time high. And that's the idea. I'm just going to mark off here that we had this is a liquidity rate. Okay, this was a swing low on the hourly that we did sweep into as we swept into the and started to deliver away from the bullish hourly fair value gap. All right, and my criteria has been set for me to go to the M5 time frame and start looking for bullish entry models. All right, I'm going to move down to the M5 and just take a look at what we're being shown right here. So here's the liquidity rate right here, right? That's one of our criteria. I want some sort of a liquidity rate on the M5 time frame, and then I want to move up through, in this case, a series of down close candles that took that liquidity. Now, that's a lot of, this is a very large range here, okay? So I do want to mark off that this would be my change in the state of delivery if we came all the way up here. However, I immediately, and we were all talking about this in the um, Ash Capital, or rather Unicorn University Discord, that this is also a breaker right here on the M5, but this is just a very long stop for NQ. I mean, it's just it's too much, right? So I already sort of knew that. So knowing that I wanted to try and target these all-time highs, I was already knowing that I was going to have to sort of get involved in some sort of a continuation play if in fact we got a move above this change in state delivery. So let's move price forward. And at this point, we actually did get a close above. Okay, but again, the stop would be way too far down here. I was not interested in that, and I just wanted to see if price would form some sort of structure and then give me an opportunity to get involved. So watch price sort of come up, and on this next candle, I won't take note that we moved into this unmitigated M5 fair value gap. Now, as soon as I see that, right, this is sort of like what happens down here. This is a form of liquidity. Now, I want to mark off the series of down close candles that took that liquidity. And if we close above this, I would look to take that trade up to the all-time highs, using this swing low as my stop. Okay, that's much less of a stop loss than we had prior to this. So that's the plan as I'm watching price. Okay, I'm just sort of planning all of this out. Now on the next candle, we almost close above, and on this very next candle, we do in fact close above. I entered right here with a stop below actually this small fair value gap right here. Right, so we actually had two small fair value gaps. We have two small fair value gaps. I would expect price to. In fact, this trade idea would be invalidated if we had closed below both of those. So there's no reason to be down here at this swing low. This gives me an opportunity to get a 1.53 trade if we just reach the all-time highs, and most likely would be reaching higher anyway. Now, I've been talking about the 1/3 ADR a bunch, so I want to just move that in here and take a look. So if you see, we've got the 1/3 ADRs way down here, and we've already taken and have been closing above the 1/3 ADR to the bullish side. If we start closing strongly above or below one of the 1/3 ADRs, we can expect price to try and reach the full 5-day ADR according to this indicator, right? So just having that up there and the all-time high up here, I felt comfortable getting involved with a trade here. And as you'll see, price actually goes up and absolutely tags the full ADR. These ADR levels are pretty sweet, and it's not a be-all, end-all. It's not a model unto itself. It's just really great. in helping understand draws on liquidity and reversal zones. So let me go ahead and put in a buy here. Stop loss below this second fair value gap. Take profit about 1.5 R up to the all-time high. Clearly, I should have held on to this trade. I'm trading Apex accounts. Anybody who trades Apex realizes the trailing drawdown can get you at any time. So I tend to take profits sooner than I might want to if I was trading a personal account. So let's move price forward here. This delivered pretty nice and quick. As you can see right there, I got a pretty quick take profit. Now I'm just going to move price forward here, and you'll see how these ADR levels just magnet price, right? So there it is. It sweeps it. Pretty cool. Here's my actual trade. Okay, this is in the Discord. Okay, I moved a stop to break even once we hit this intermediate swing high on the. It was an hourly swing high there, and took the rest off at the all-time high. I just want to thank everybody for watching this. Please subscribe, comment, thumbs up if you appreciate or get anything out of this at all. We're going to keep doing this and looking at the good trades, the bad, and the ones that we might have missed. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.